I have a fantastic team that I would like to put names to faces. They are, for the most part, everyone is on board here. As I call up your name, just send a wave. And then once I'm completed my little tidbit of some updates as the director of financial aid, I'm going to turn it over to my other team members so they can provide some updates from their areas. So Samantha, she's one of our financial aid advisors. Are you on? Cheryl, she's another financial aid advisor. Jasmine, everybody knows Jasmine. She's our fabulous technician and keeps our importing system and processes running. Angela Stewart, she's our loan officer. She it may be coming in later. Shoni Morrow, she's the coordinator and also manager of the work study program. And then we have our newest member, Stacy Pritt. She is the new associate director. And so with that, now you know, although you can contact any one of us, but it's always nice to have, I know for me, to connect a name with a face. So I'm going to get into the FAFSA rollout, the 24-25 FAFSA rollout. I know most of you know all the tidbits and information we've been flooded with information. So I have some great news. As of this morning, our fabulous IT team has delivered all the software releases needed to our live production, so that we, in the next coming weeks, will be able to start importing ICERs or FAFSAs. So we're really excited about that. We've been having meetings, the team, and we've been going over it, the expectation and so forth. We actually right now don't even know how many ICERs are sitting out there. So once we find out, then we're going to be just bringing them in as we can. It will take some time because we do have to initially test the environment and make sure that everything is running smoothly. I can also tell you that there has been constant updates and new releases to the software. So we do the best we can, and IT has been on top of it. I've been working very closely with Jeanette and her team. So we'll get there. The ultimate goal is most definitely by June 3rd, which is early registration begins for fall semester. We'd like to have it much earlier than that, and that's what we anticipate. We have to also anticipate for other critical releases that come through that we may have hiccups and so forth, but we'll get there. We're very optimistic about that. And the first step will be when we do start importing the ICERs is sending a notification out to the student. So the student won't be wondering anymore. At least the student will be able to see in the checklist items in self-service, as well as receiving an email that, congratulations, we've received your 24-25 FAFSA. We will update you more at a later date once we have processed, and if there's any additional documents that the student has to submit, then we will notify them. So they're not out there blind, and they're not calling to saying, I submitted my FAFSA, where's it at? And that has seemed to help. We started that a couple of years ago, and it's helps reduce the phone calls because at least they know that we have their FAFSA. So with that, that's the latest information. As far as globally, or at least I should say nationwide, there's been almost 7 million applications submitted to institutions across the United States. That's a lot of applications. Initially, just to give you a little bit of background, not every institution was receiving them. It was kind of like pilots institutions. The greatest impact to the four-year colleges and those that have the um, the summer as their new academic year. So for us, we're not really behind. At least we have some leadway, and I look at it as these critical releases for our software system are still coming in, because there's all kinds of hiccups. By the time that all that has been smoothed out, then we should have smooth sailing with importing and processing the financial aid files for next year. We continue to process our 23-24 all the way through the summer. So any students coming in for the summer, that's the FAFSA that they need to submit, is the 23-24 FAFSA. Moving into summer awarding, it's a little bit different. Our cost of attendance is based on 10 weeks instead of 16. So for anyone that has the ability to view our award screen, they're going to see that lower adjusted amount. But that's what it's based on. A couple of other caveats is that if the student has been full-time in both fall and spring, meaning 12 credit hours in both fall and spring, they must be enrolled in at least 6 credit hours. And that's because they are rolling into that additional Pell eligibility. So that's really important. Now, if students are coming in and they haven't used their annual amount, then they don't have to be, they can just take one class as long as they're eligible otherwise. Our term dates, May 13th through August 11th. So any student coming in right now wanting to enroll in an April class that's in the spring, I've already verified with the registration, we do not have any classes that end by May 12th. So Jody, you're there. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I had my dates right. At this point, there's no more classes for financial aid that are eligible for spring enrollment. So it would be students preparing for summer. Again, any time through May 13th through August 11th. The other important piece is that the student must be degree seeking. We also get a population of students that come in. They have a parent institution that's other than CTC. So they are coming here to take a class or two, to transfer back. They're considered a transient student and not eligible for any financial aid. Now, sometimes there's scholarships to help those students. They would have to otherwise speak with the business office then about some sort of a payment plan. I don't think Angela, my loan officer, okay, so she didn't hop on. I'll go ahead and speak to loans for summer, and then I'm going to hand it off over to Shoni to talk about work study. So for summer loans, we do not package for summer loans. They are hand processed. The summer loan request form is available now that registration has opened for summer. It is an e-form. The student submits it. Give us 1 to 2 weeks. Because it's a manual process, we have to verify the student hasn't exhausted the annual amount, and verify all the other types of eligibility. So, and I think that's about it for everything that I had to offer. And I'll pass it on. And when we're all done at the end, or if anybody has any questions in between, you can put it in the chat or just raise your hand and we can talk about it. This is more of a discussion and asking questions for our team. Shoni, if you want to go ahead and talk about work study and your grants.
Study program. I see several of my supervisors on here. We're coming into summer, and if your work study has funds available, they can work in the summer. And the wonderful part about that is they do not have to be enrolled in classes for summer semester. They do not. So if you have a work study already into your program in your department, then that's okay. If they have funds, you can get in touch with me, and then we can just continue rolling them through the summer semester. If you do not have a work study and you want a work study for fall, because we've cut off all the hiring for us right now, but if you want a work study for the fall, let me know, okay? So I can go ahead and start budgeting it in. You have applications that will be available to you that is in the shared drive. So I'll be more than happy to let you into that shared drive and you can pick your applicant. Or if you have an applicant that already works in your department, if they work in class or whatever, you can also choose that work study, okay? As long as they're meeting the 2.0 GPA and a 67% completion rate, and they have an unmet need, I'll be more than happy to work with it, bring them in for orientation and everything. We will start hiring for fall semester at the end of July, okay? So I also want to tell you, if you have a work study right now for spring, we will be running the SAT reports to see if they are meeting academic, they're just meeting academic, sorry. If they're meeting that, that's where we're going to run a SAP, and they're actually going to take that week off, okay, for us to run that SAP, and then we'll bring them in for the summer semester. The work study has been pretty great. This year, we've had 48 work studies that have come through the program. So it really, truly helps the department. That's why I want to get the more the merrier. Get them out and let them have your departments. It's also getting them in there and getting experience. You know, there's a lot of times, how many times do our students graduate and they have absolutely no experience, but they can actually put it down that I was a work study, I worked in this environment, I can do this when they start going out into the real world, okay? That's good. As far as TEOG grants and CTC set aside, I have a lot of money left over. So if you could please tell your students that you run into to fill out the Texas State Grant Eligibility Form on eTrieve, then that will actually help me to help the students get that extra funding, okay? So there is a lot that we have left over. I'm literally trying to give this money away, and if I talk to you guys saying, hey, I need some help, hopefully y'all can help me a little bit and we can help a lot more students. They also have to meet the requirement of a 2.0 and a 67% and be enrolled in 6 credit hours. Okay. And well, with the CTC set aside grant, they have to be enrolled in 3. So a couple of differences. But I think that's all I have, Karen. Did I miss something?
No. Nope. Sounds great. I know that Shoni's really been out in around campus, and the work study program, having that many work studies is just, it's phenomenal. Great work that you've done. Yeah, we appreciate it. Stacy, it's your turn. Tell us about what's going on social media.
Good morning, everyone. So I hit the ground running as soon as I got over here at the beginning of March and got in contact with the social media folks, and we are working on a schedule each month. I send them an email with our scheduled posts, and they are putting those out on a pretty regular basis, which is amazing. I've also been working on getting the website updated for the financial aid side. I'm pretty sure IT at this moment is probably looking at me like, oh Lord, not another email from her, but we're updating the dates, we're updating the links, because there was a lot of broken links on the financial aid side because Department of Ed had updated their website and our website did not correspond to what they had updated. So now we are working diligently to get all those links updated. We actually updated a video. If you go on the CTC's financial aid website and go to the FAFSA simplification link, the new video will be populating there and it'll explain more of the 2024-2025 changes that are happening for the students' benefits as well as ours. On top of that, I am also doing website training for the Mura, whatever you want to call it, on Tuesday so that I can go in and physically make changes and update it. If you notice something on the financial aid website that is not working, shoot me an email, shoot me a Teams message. I may have missed it along the way. I'm literally going by each section and finding the things that are wrong and sending that to IT. Another thing that we are working on is we are working in conjunction with the drama department to create new videos for the financial aid portion of the website with instructions for students that are done by students. So we're having drama students that are going to be doing, we're going to be videotaping April 26th. Is that a Friday? Yes. April 26th in the library. We're getting together with the drama department. I've written 3 scripts and we will be going through the FAFSA process, eTrieve for financial aid documentation, and Eagle Self-Service for financial aid documents and updates so that the students can hear from an actual student what they're supposed to be doing. I think that's about it, Karen, or did I miss something?
No, it sounds great.
Okay.
So questions, anyone, before we close? It's a lot of information. Please reach out to us. We're here to support not only our students, but our, our staff, our colleague. We're here to answer questions and just be your support.
I put my information in the chat in case anyone needs it for the work study or the grants. So
There's Samantha. That's our other financial aid advisor. Any questions, anyone? Any comments? Well, we appreciate you taking the time this morning to listen to updates in the financial aid office. Oh, Karen, I can't hear you.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen, and your team for providing us with this information this morning. It's very helpful. And we hope you all will have a great weekend and a safe Monday.
Yes, definitely a safe Monday. Take care, everyone.
All right, thank you.